Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for informing you guys. We can get started with our October meeting. And first order of business would be minutes. The first minutes that Jeannie has put together. Snaps to you. And thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Has everyone had a chance to review those?
I was not sent.
Oh, they were not.
I
thought they were.
Yeah.
Oh, I did send.
Yeah, I was like,
It was like a secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a.
Monday was a holiday.
Yeah, so I messed up. I sent them on Sunday
Yeah, so
without realizing.
sure, but luckily I came in for part of Monday, and so I was like, okay, I have the agenda at least. I got the agenda posted, and then when she got here Tuesday, she took care of the rest.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
fine.
No, I think I'm gonna get way more on top of doing the agendas from here on out too. So it'll be like do it the next week, so that way it's like give everyone a lot more time. Thanks, or at least in theory, I'd like to do that. But did anyone have any adjustments to the meeting minutes? It looked good to me.
We approved these minutes.
Second, great. Minutes are approved as written. Awesome. And then staff reports.
I have nothing to report. The only thing I have to talk about today is the bandshell mural, and I'll just wait until we get to that item.
Awesome. Okay. And then up next will be the draft HPAC fiscal year 25 annual report and fiscal year 26 recommendations. Yeah, looks really good. Yeah, it really did come together. And I think there's only been a few, small changes, but maybe since we've got a member of the public here, we can just kind of quickly go through it again. And I'll kind of just call out to anyone if there's anything that's different from last time for us to kind of want to talk about or adjust or approve. But to start, we've got on our first part of the annual report is the Lindale Tunnel mural that Elise did. Got some photos there. Dumpster murals that were just completed. Community collaboration floor for the lady that was just installed here not too long ago. And then we get into the upcoming projects would be the signal boxes.
Those are the 4 to be.
So those are the last 4 we did. I just included for reference, and then it's got a small list of
I see the
a
list
handful
there.
of
Okay.
locations to choose from.
Gotcha. I didn't notice that list.
Yeah, and so there's, I think, we've wrapped 19, and I think there's at least 20 more signal boxes through town. And then, the other upcoming project would be the Memorial Park bandshell mural, which we'll be talking about that RFP here shortly. And our recommendations, which first we've got the downtown walking mall mural, which is a city-owned property. And then, yes, if you want to keep scrolling.
Then the picture, yeah.
Yep, and then I've also included for a team opportunity that Rocky Mountain Development Council location. And then we would like to recommend dumpster and recycling bin murals again, alternate, as well as the Law and Justice Center community benches with hopefully the Primed and Ready program from Canvas. We'd also like to recommend doing the community collaboration application again. Other fiscal year 26 recommendations would be welcome to Helena signage, as well as public art promotion. So this is a section that I added about the audio tour part, and I just included a blurb on that saying that that's something that we're currently compiling, and that we'd maybe like to do some QR code placards eventually once we've got a good handful of them, as well as the public art maintenance that we know of. And then this was the additional slide that we added from last time. And the examples on the right are all from Missoula and all from their Percent for Public Art program. So maybe we can all just take a minute to just kind of read through this and see if there's anything else that we think it could kind of use. And then I'll be able to kind of in the presentation, like talk to more of it, so I'll kind of write some notes down for if there's anything else that anyone can think of. I tried to use a lot of language that I had found from like news articles and other Montana places that had talked about it, so trying to like condense it down, because it's a hard thing to try and make sense of.
Yeah, but you did a good job, because it's very well stated, and how other, local in our state, cities use this program and it works, so there's proof
Mhm.
that it works, proof of concept, and so, yeah, I think it looks.
It's benefit forward. I think it'll make people think positively about it rather than, oh no, we have to give up money.
Yeah, right, worth a shot. And I think one thing I've got in my notes too, that when I'm kind of presenting and talking about it, I was looking through the Missoula Public Art Committee's, some of their meeting notes. And one relevant project that's gonna be coming up for them soon is Caras Park. They're doing a $1.5 million kind of renovation of Caras Park, which then that immediately means $15,000 in public art, that goes along with that change. So I think that's like a good example, hopefully.
Yeah.
That'll help kind of explain like in real time, how it's working for a neighboring community.
Right.
And that it's kind of
Putting
putting
that money can be put like directly right back into, that project that's being made or something, or being redone.
yeah, and not being an afterthought, like
Yeah.
included from the get-go.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Great work, Amanda.
Thanks. And I think, are there any other slides? Oh, it's just this last one.
Kind of like a summary almost. of it.
Exactly, so that way when it kind of can pause on that, so they know what we're trying to.
And this one,
Recommend.
25 Southwest Chance, that's the one that's right next to Lasso the Moon and
Yes.
Brothers right on the walking mall. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to put like a business name that they would associate that it's
Yeah.
like their property or something.
Yeah.
But I'll have to really kind of reaffirm that they're city-owned properties, right? So that way they kind of understand that.
That's a good one to do next. Some of the other ones were gonna be huge projects.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put off till we're not as busy.
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Thanks. Any thoughts from our public comment?
Just on the percent for public art, you could maybe make it a little more clear that those examples are from, it was Missoula, right?
Mhm.
Just be like, hey, just like see examples at left, or I forget my directions.
Yeah, like a little kind of asterisk
Yeah.
caption.
Just, and then have you guys ever done recycling bins for painting? So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted 8 for the traffic boxes.
I think that would be the hope, and just kind of
That'd be the goal.
the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the right word.
Do you have like, is the list that you had, were they in order of priority, or
Not
was there
necessarily.
any
Yeah, that's
rhyme or reason for the order of them?
not necessarily, but maybe that would be like a good group conversation where then we could then see photos of all of them and kind of decide what the priorities, what we would recommend as our priorities.
I mean, I guess it would be up to the commission to be like, yeah, sure, but maybe to guide them in the right direction so they don't have to do all the research and look at all the traffic blocks.
Yeah, and I think too, I'll make sure to mention that a lot of those would be like an easement with Montana Department of Transportation if they're on like Montana Avenue or something, which are where a lot of the most like prominent ones would be.
That was it.
Sorry, thank you.
Do we wanna finalize it then for the? The commissioners meeting, secretary meet, what's it called, is?
The commission admin meeting.
Commission admin
That's-
meeting.
Yeah, I would
And
entertain a motion.
I move that we approve this. Did you want to do it pending the change to have an asterisk to say Missoula on it?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, pending just adding that one small caption to the image.
Yeah,
If-
I
if
move
that
we
works.
approve the annual report pending one little change to specify pictures are from Missoula.
I will second that.
Great. All in favor of approving the fiscal year 25 annual report and fiscal year 26 recommendations presentation, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, it's approved. Thanks, guys. And that meeting is next Wednesday, right?
I think it's the 21st. It's for Wednesday.
That's Monday.
Oh, it's okay. It's not that date.
I thought it was the 30th or
It's
the
a Wednesday, so I'm gonna.
Put that in my calendar too.
Oh, it's the 30th.
The 30th, okay.
That's, yeah, 'cause we had this meeting today, cause you could have maybe scheduled it today, right?
Correct.
That's what we were talking about last night. I feel like that was last week, I almost said last week. Okay,
feels
so,
like last week.
kind of, so October 30th, and that's at 4:30, right?
4:00.
4 p.m.
And it's in room 326, so it's that room right across on the other side of the light line.
Yes. Awesome.
Try and be there for that too.
Awesome. That'd be great.
Plan to be in attendance As well.
Cool. Super duper. Super. Great. I think we can move on to Memorial Band Shell mural RFP.
So this is a draft and we can definitely go through it. But I wanna, I guess just give you guys a little bit information on where we are currently at with it. So there's a few things. I guess probably the most important thing right now is that the band shell needs some repairs. And we have decided that we're gonna do those repairs before we paint it. We're working with Parks. And they've requested a quote for those repairs that they expect to have next week. What we don't know, of course, is one, if we'll have the funding, and two, if those repairs can be done before the timeline that we would like to do for the mural. So that could push it back a little. But I don't think it would push it back past doing it by the end of summer. I just think it might push it past doing it by the end of June, which is what we push for. I have had some conversations with the Parks Director and also with Ellie Ray, and we were looking at, I'm gonna put an application most likely for some TIP funding. We can and would qualify as one large project. So the repairs being considered part of the same project. And since we have the 20 grand, we could ask for up to 20 grand for repairs. So then we could even possibly look into some other things that the band shell needs, like lighting or acoustics and things like that possibly. So to do all that, it just may extend things, but it would be nice to do it right and do something like that. Second piece of that is this one's gonna require a little bit more input from a few folks that have been suggested to me. And one of those is the Capital City Band, who is the largest user of the band shell. I don't know if you guys all know that there is a free concert every Thursday in the summer at the band shell put on by the Capital City Band.
Oh,
Capital High School. Or is it just a city? Oh, so it's just people, not this, not
Yeah,
the
no,
high
it's
schoolers.
mostly older people. It's
Okay,
half of-
when you said that for, I guess my brain went, so it's, okay, I
City
get it.
staff need a
Like-
band.
Yeah,
No, yeah. No, I can totally
Maybe
see that.
more. Thursday. No, that's cool though, okay, so they
Yeah.
perform in the summer.
Yeah, think symphony, but it's more like big band type.
Gotcha,
type
okay.
stuff. And yeah, they perform there every Thursday in the summer. But so one thing I found when I was looking at the RFP from 2010 was there was a request in there that came from the band. And that request was that the lower portion of the band shall be of a lighter color. And that's because the band all wears black suits. And so that contrast of not blending into the background. So that is something I have taken over into this RFP that, I mean, the most recent one is black and white, right? So I don't know, especially with the cathedral being fairly dark. It looks darker in that picture than it is in here, but so that's a piece of the RFP. The reason that's the reason why that will be in there when we get to that. And then the other piece of it, if you scroll down just a little bit to the other picture, Emily. The Veterans Memorial is basically, this whole thing was created in this picture is not the right perspective. But if you were standing there and you shifted a little bit to the right and stood centered, it's like a perfect little alignment of the memorial that is band shell is the backdrop of it. And so I'm meeting probably next week with members of the Veterans Memorial, Lewis and Clark Veterans Foundation, to get any input that they may like to add to the request as well. But in talking with some of the state leadership, we would like it to be something that is along the theme of the park, and that it's a memorial park. So that has been a request made as well. So those two groups are gonna give a little bit of insight into their request for anything that they may want to add. The Veterans Foundation was a part of the process back in 2010. The Capital Band was a part of the process back in 2010. As was the Public Art Committee, right? So it was a big group effort. There was a little bit more involvement back then. So we want to kind of basically take a little bit of a step back and make sure that everybody gets involved and gets a piece of their they're saying it. So basically, if you want to scroll back up to the top, we can go through it. A lot of it's the boilerplate from the last two big murals that we did. Just kind of changing some of the language of where it is. But basically, you know, to paint the mural inside the band shell, including the arch and the side panels. Second little paragraph right here about the picture is the one I'm still kind of wordsmithing, but we'll wait for more from the Veterans Memorial Foundation here. But basically just kind of stating that as the backdrop is the Veterans Memorial honors the 100, over 100 Clark County residents that were killed. The city is requesting memorial be relevant to the theme. So we're not outright asking necessarily for it to be, doesn't have to be like a
Giant flag, but
right.
the
Yeah.
theme of, I
Yeah,
get
something in it, you know, creative people are creative about that and what they think it could be. Okay, the compensation, I did do all the measurements the other day, which this one was fun since it was
It's hard.
Yeah.
since it was
One of the
a
laser things.
sphere. I do have one of those. The hardest part was actually the side panels because I couldn't get all the way to the top. And it didn't have anything to like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
to hit against because there's no like overhang. But I got almost all the way up to it and I was like, that's about 2 more feet, right? You know, you guys have been there, but so the square footage is actually pretty equivalent to the Lindale tunnel that we just did. So I am recommending right now that we pay the artist 18,000, we have 20. So we do have some room there, but I definitely wanted to keep a little bit aside for, if we do need some for repairs right now, which we'll find out more later. And then maybe anything that may be like an event or something like that, or advertising the RFP, all the sign, if we do signage. There's not currently signage there, other than it's just signed on the thing, but we wanna consider signage, I wanna keep a little bit for that. And I know that I mentioned last month that the artist for the band shell in 2010 got paid 18,500. And I do understand that at this point will be 15 years ago, but it did include repairs. So that artist did have to do all the repairs to the band shell, and they were pretty extensive back then. Anyway, the rest of it, as far as this page, is the same as last time. You know, include all the supplies, the sealant. Then if we get to the scope of work, that's where I have the maybe I'm out of order on my. It's item 3. Oh yeah, okay. There's the measurements, approximate measurements of each of the 3. How I broke it out. So the interior of the shell, the actual, I should probably put arch there. The end shell arch. And then the side panels. Everything else down through that whole page is the same as our previous RFPs. Other than I changed the date on eligibility. I currently have June 13th as the completion date, which is 2 weeks before the end of our fiscal year, which is what we've done for the last 2. But that can always be extended, or if we have to push out for repairs. Continue down, that is all the same as the past. We keep that, we've always kept that fairly vague in there. You know, it doesn't mean that's exactly what our scoring sheet's gonna look like, but that's, you know, the general idea of what we're looking at. And then the solicitation schedule is below that, which this one, like I just talked about, this could easily change. The big difference here was previously the submission deadline was actually like mid-December. But since we won't actually meet until January 15th, I was like, well, we can give them a couple more weeks. Which also gives us some more wiggle room if we may not, I cannot post it as early as I wanted to, because they're not meeting with I should invite you guys to that. November 12th is the Lewis and Clark County Veterans Foundation meeting. And the Parks Director and I are going to attend that to get their, like, any formal feedback that they may have for this. So anybody that wants to attend, you're more than welcome.
That's who we would say is representing the Veterans Memorial. So the Veterans Foundation.
Yeah, it is they're the ones that.
And are they financially responsible for the Veterans Memorial? And are they part of the funding for the band shell as well?
They are not.
Okay.
No, they could be if we maybe ask, but they are not. Unfortunately, the gentleman who leads it, which is General Pendergast, when we talked to him today on the phone, he was a little unsure of some of the details from 2010. He just remembers that they were involved with, so the side panels on the current one, as you guys know, it's like the soldier with the sideways flag. And when you look at the RFP from 2010, there's nothing about the side panel. So my best guess is that was an after piece. And then like the pictures that I have of the dedication ceremony, there was a lot of people in military. There were bagpipes. There were just all kinds of, it was a big hoopla kind of a military type celebration. So I am sure that they were heavily involved. He's just kind of having some trouble recollecting exactly what that was. So we think when we get him out there too, and when we go look at it next week with him and a few others, maybe some information will come back. And I'm hoping to talk to Amy T. Garden, who's the previous park director. Have a message out to her through a friend to find out maybe some more information from her, but. So the solicitation schedule, I think, will change. I think I'm comfortable with pushing everything out a month, because I think we can still get it done. So that means we're reviewing for your guys' recommendation in February rather than January. I think we'll still be safe. So
Where is the November 12th meeting? Again, you said,
in this room.
oh, right here, okay.
Mhm.
And what time would you say? What do we have
It's
there?
during the day. I want to say 11, but we can look that up and send that out to you
Okay, cool.
all. For 8, it just talks about submitting questions. That's the same. The submittal instructions is the exact same, other than I added a new date, which I think again will change anyway. And if you want me to slow down, you guys want to actually look at this, that's fine. It's just the same language as the last 2 times. So I didn't know if you wanted to spend time on it, but we definitely can if you'd like to. I just kind of want to point out where the changes are. And maybe we could go back if you want to look at more details. Number, where did I add? Emily, do you remember where I ended up finally adding the local? The big conversation from last month about local artists, I got.
Was it under eligibility?
I want to say it was like where the team, is that eligibility?
Yeah.
Eligibility. Yes, so item 4. So basically that says open artists and graphic designers of all ages. That was there. I added local artists are encouraged to apply. Teams are eligible to apply. So I just squeezed it right in between. Okay. And that would be the only things that would change. Does anybody want to go look back and look at any details or have any comments or concerns about some of the information I just provided you all?
Oh, this is great, you killed it.
Yeah. It's really good.
Can we go back to that first page? Yeah, the thought that came to mind was it'd be really nice, the more photos of the band shell we can include, the better. Like if the Capital City Band could even supply us a photo of like them performing or something, I think that would help people to kind of imagine the space being used. So that way they'll understand like why the lighter colors is a thing. But if they give us a photo, I think that could be helpful, or if Helena, as she was, would let us use some of their photos of like the original band shell would be kind of cool, or the design before that, even though it wasn't great, it just kind of shows the progression.
Yeah. And even if I don't put it in the actual RFP, but just have it as a document with it,
Supplemental.
like here's some, yeah,
I think that would be really awesome.
yeah.
And the other bit of information I just looked up, it looks like that it might be fun to include just any more history bits we can find about Memorial Park, which would help them get context. But it looks like Memorial Park was dedicated on August 14th, 1949, which I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. That it's
Was that the park or was that the memorial?
let's see,
I think
that might have been the park itself.
I was doing some research on it too.
So I'm sure maybe that might be different from when the band shell was done. I know.
Yeah,
Helena,
I think that I was thinking that was the actual memorial itself, because I had to look into the old RFP or the most recent one, the 2010 one. And that they kept calling it Veterans Memorial Park. I was like, wait, is it? Do we just for short call it Memorial? So I had to like look into it. It's not. It's just Memorial Park.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, I couldn't find a whole lot. You can't find anything on the Veterans Foundation because it's all a bunch of old men that don't use any type of.
you know, actually,
Yeah.
it does look like the band shell was this one with Helena as she was, it says Memorial Park band shell late 1940s.
Okay.
That's
And if it was
They might have been at the same time, then they may, because that's what I was curious about. I didn't look at how much she
Yeah,
was,
that's
but
a
that's what I was
fountain
curious
with
about,
no
was
light.
if they actually did them at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Should kind of make sense to
It
just-
would, you know, I mean, it also makes sense if one was there before the other, they tied it to where they line up like they do.
Totally. The white, the old white of like, I'm sure in the 50s it looked gorgeous, but I would just. It's a
Even the
different
current
time.
one has so much, and it was in the RFP from 2010, it had almost the identical statement that we have about the, you know, limit the potential for graffiti,
Mm-hmm.
but that, it's got tons of open white space.
Yeah, I've seen at least what I've seen like in Missoula of times where it really has played is like on signal boxes where they painted a portrait of someone and it's right at eye level, where then it's like, all right, add a mustache, add a monocle. It's like those are the times where it's just kind of asking for it for like some ding dong, you know, who just has a marker.
Yeah.
Which I think even the mural next to Windbag has that same problem because the man's face is like very reachable, you know. But those are the times where I've seen it really kind of come into play, I'd say. But and I think you handled it really well by saying it's like the concept should be, you know, somewhat relevant, you know, should be relevant to Memorial Park without, because I think what we don't want to happen is to hog tie artists into getting the exact same thing again, or thinking they have to be extremely
Yeah.
literal. And that's what I maybe caution with, you know, some of those other feedback sessions. You know, I feel like if you're not an artist, you're like, it has to be, you know, it has to look like this, it has to include this. And maybe if we could then funnel them back to it's, as long as it's relevant to the park, I feel like that is a very kind of umbrella statement that I hope will hopefully kind of make a lot of different people happy, you know, without being too limiting.
Yeah, because if you limit it, I mean, I'm not an artist, I don't consider myself very creative. I would be like, okay, so what, flag? You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, even
that's
still,
it,
even
you know?
still with that, I'm struggling, but
Yeah.
it's the park, it's the name of the park, and it's the purpose of the park.
Yeah. It's a hard line to walk to when you want to have fun events, but the purpose of the park is sad.
Yeah, totally. Which hopefully artists can know that they can think outside the box with this. Because even the last RFP, it said hell in the landmarks, like in the top line of like this is, you know, so it was very, very kind of funnel folks from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so hopefully this doesn't limit, you know, people to kind of come up with creative ideas, but it's just something we'll have to figure out when we get there.
Yeah,
See
let's
what
see
kind
what
of-
the artists come up with.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just hard to find information about this park though, because I tried to find history
know.
on it just to be like, to give folks some like context, kind of like we did with the railroad stuff. But yeah, it's hard. There's really not much to it. It's just kind of what it's always been. It's a band
Right.
shell.
I mean, something I learned that I didn't know is that the K's Kids program, that they use this band shell for lunch every day in the summer. Right, so I mean, it's used by,
Yeah, in the
I mean, even
summertime,
that, yeah, I didn't know.
we're
they did
out
that.
there and then it's full of kids
Yeah,
all.
yeah, because that was a concern about scheduling is, what about the capital? So that's something we have to look into too for execution of the actual work. Is we have to do it, you know, around the band's schedule and K's Kids, we can just place out in the park, they just want the shade or they can get a tent, but
Do they still
That's such a
perform
good
in like
choice.
September?
I don't know, I haven't gotten the schedule yet.
Because if that,
I feel like it's at least until, I know it's, because I can hear it from the house, you know, and I'm just trying to remember, but I know it was at least through when school started.
yeah, because that could maybe be a workaround is if we pushed it to September when there wasn't as many things going on, maybe, but
Yeah.
it kind of
It's
depends.
gonna take a lot of scaffolding
Or-
too.
Yeah, and then to take the scaffolding up, to take it down, to not have it be in the way. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I guess it depends on the artist and how quick they can work. But this just might not be
Yeah.
a great right opportunity for someone who wants to, you know, take 3 months to complete it.
The nice thing is that there's storage behind it or inside of the band shell, because that's,
It's got the door.
yeah, that's a door and there's actually quite a bit of storage room back there. Like the band keeps all their equipment back there in a room. But- Yeah, no, I agree. Amanda was sharing the other pictures too, because then it doesn't pigeonhole it to somebody thinking that this is the only type of design, because it has been so many different
Yeah,
things.
Yeah.
yeah, it was the apple orchard before that. There
Yep.
was something else when I was a little kid, but I can't remember.
Little
what it was.
stars all
Put your
over the
hands.
place.
Oh, the stars.
Yeah, just
We can
any
find those
photos
now.
we
We
can
can
find.
find those. photos.
Yeah, right.
So do some Googling. So we'll just look for more pictures, otherwise, we all think.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
just,
I think it looks great, yeah.
yeah, nice work.
Thank you
Yeah,
for doing
thank you
that,
for
Bridget.
Yeah, maybe, is this something you would want like, our, like approval on? Or was it just kind of
I
getting?
don't think so, just
feedback?
getting your feedback,
Sure.
yeah, cause like I said, it's still draft, and I mean, it may get tweaked a little
No,
bit.
totally,
but
yeah,
I know that I would definitely keep myself along the lines of nothing that is super pigeonholy or,
totally, which
You
you
know.
know.
yeah.
As far as public comment, are there any thoughts on this you'd like to maybe add?
The template that was mentioned, is it gonna be like on a sheet of paper and they're like, oh, I've got a circle, half circle, and that's what it's gonna, is the door gonna be on there? Because some artists might wanna incorporate that or like hide the door.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing that template.
I haven't made a template.
Oh, you
Oh,
haven't, okay.
I
Well, in
know,
that case, maybe that's something I could,
that would be wonderful.
if you have any of those measurements or anything that could help to kind
I
of,
have I can send you the
Okay.
measurements, yeah.
but I could even just copy it as what you would see visually, you know, it's like pretty easy, kind of like I did.
Sure,
But yeah, if that's something I could help with, I'd be happy
that
to.
would be wonderful.
Great. And I know, Jeannie, you've got to be out of here at 6:15, right? 6:25. 6:25. Oh, okay.
There's an artist
Is
in
there?
South Dakota who specializes in, his name's Dick Termis. He created this thing called the Termosphere. He only paints on spheres. He uses a 9-point perspective, so it's actually an interior look, but as you spin it, it does the same effect as if you were standing on the inside of it.
Whoa.
And it's a crazy feat of science that
So
he's
cool.
achieved. Yeah, he does like the inside of the Sistine Chapel. He's recreated,
Oh my goodness.
but it's a sphere, so it's like you're looking in outside.
Oh,
But all of his art sits on a spindle, so it all spins. And
cool.
Oh, just one quick little comment. It was mentioned to me today, and that was a great idea, so maybe something to consider adding to your list of future projects. What was mentioned to me was the backside of the fan shell, which is seen from the pool.
I've thought about that before
Yeah.
too.
Like, I've never been to the pool, so I never know this.
It's where all the high schoolers hang out.
Yes, and that is true too. They get a lot of graffiti.
And just like that, even that area in the back, there was like tons of people just like hanging out, having birthday parties there all summer, cause we went to the pool a lot too, just cause there's lots of grass and lots of trees
It's definitely shade, yeah.
and shade, so yeah, I could see like the back of it, definitely. It's a great idea, yeah.
Great. Audio tour update. Is there anything you want to mention?
Audio tour update. I finished editing the piece with Chip. Got it down to 4 minutes, and then
Is there a time
Amanda, what she
goal?
thought- I think 4 minutes or less. is
I know I was
ideal
gonna
for an
help you
audio
with that,
tour.
I didn't get a hold of you yet. 4
And,
minutes.
Yeah, so we got that pretty well done, and I've talked to Tim Holmes, who is going to record. He's got a recording studio at his house too, so he's gonna record something and send it to me soon. I'm gonna talk to Chip soon to get him to talk about his other piece that's down behind the library. And then I think Richard Swanson is next on my list of people to contact. He's got several pieces. And that's about where I'm at with
That's a great,
my slow climb to getting some stuff.
Would you want anything from Bob Morgan's family? 'Cause I could
Absolutely, yeah.
Reach out, a friend of. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm assuming he has some pieces in public art.
Oh my gosh, everywhere, this is all his.
But if we're on the, on our walking tour or on
No,
our,
no, it's on your walking tour, I don't know if you have
The-
everything, but the
The
commission
chambers
Oh,
the
yeah,
chambers
chambers
are on
also-
it and they're all him.
oh, cool,
The Capitol has a lot of his.
Nice.
cool, yeah. Yeah, we need something for everybody, but judging by the
We should have
spreadsheet, there's
the
about
Montana
60
Club
pieces.
on the walking
So we
tour.
want something,
There's
Oh,
lots of
yes.
pieces of him in the Montana Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be, with, as far as like the audio portion goes, is that something you could maybe mention to, I think it's Jake Garson? And see if adding audio to that would ever be an option, or,
I think, I thought we talked to him about that
Did we?
already, I thought he said yes, but I can double check. I
I
thought, yeah,
cool, okay, I just wasn't sure.
Mhm.
Awesome.
yeah, and this will be a slow and long project. I know
Okay.
there are companies that do this and they'll charge $10,000 for it. But
Cause it takes so
'cause
long.
it takes so long, it's a huge project, but we're doing it as a volunteer board just in our spare time, so.
In the public art map, took me about 2 years, so.
Yeah.
So, 2 years is.
See how much we can do.
That's awesome, thanks, yeah, thanks again.
Thank you, Max.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try and, yeah, be better about messaging you. Finding some pieces and.
Yeah, or
Stuff.
if there's some event going on with somebody talking about public art. I'll lend you the little recording
Oh,
device,
yeah, yeah,
mic them up.
cool, exactly right.
See, public art event and promotion opportunities. Anything going on, anyone? No, anyone can think of?
I was reminded the other day that the Bray is gonna be doing their. Open house or something for holiday things soon. Then I think there's Fill the Bowls coming up. Where you get to buy pottery bowls with soup in them or something like that.
Oh,
Empty
yeah, I think
bowls.
America's doing like the cups, the
Is
handmade
that what
cups.
it's called?
Oh, cool.
Then people.
Empty bowls, yeah.
Oh, that is what it's called, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different. It's really cool, yeah. Yeah, Helena's Art Walk is November 8th. Yeah, I think that's really all I can think of. Items for next agenda. We suddenly might have a bit of a lull on our hands. After,
Yeah, I suppose because then we'll have the meeting and then. Our next meeting, we'll have like the admin meeting and then our next meeting will be. Until the 20th of November, so.
yeah, and typically, if I remember, it could be kind of a challenge to get quorum in November and December. So I think we could, yeah, it's
Okay,
the week
let's-
before Thanksgiving, so
Yeah,
maybe we can.
I may be able to have the. We should traffic signal boxes. Is that what this
Oh,
year?
yeah, that RFP,
Right, is that this year?
yes, yes,
Okay. Well, I may be able to have that in November,
okay,
possibly.
possibly, that would be something.
Yeah.
But it's nice, it doesn't, even if we, for whatever reason, we can't get quorum, it's nothing that's too incredibly pressing.
And with my. They'll possibly start talking about week budgeting based on what the commission's feedback is from the. Acting meeting on the 30th.
Cool, and we might have some things, if anyone else has anything else that they'd like to add to the agenda, you just kind of let me know in the next couple weeks. Yeah. Great,
One
and
other thing that we probably could talk about in November is. Whoever's terms would be coming up because your reapplication would be due by the end of December, so we probably want to bring that up and
That's right.
see who that is, and let everybody know.
Have you been seeing any applications for our empty spaces yet?
Get them, we
Oh.
go to the commission office. And most of the time, I don't even know about it unless I happen to see it on an agenda. I'm like, oh. On me.
Well, Alex and Janae said that they would be better about communicating with us. So
But
I
yeah, we
don't.
usually don't.
oh yeah, and that boards training is tomorrow night,
Oh, yeah, thank you.
which I just rewatched the spring one, like all 3 hours of it, and then realized that it's the same one tomorrow night, pretty much. I just watched this.
Oh, yeah, I can't make it, but I finally heard from somebody at the city who sent me a link to a video that I can watch
Oh, cool.
to make up for it.
Yeah, I think on the Helena City Commission YouTube page, you can find a lot of them. I'll sometimes just put them on in the background.
Just make sure you
Always
do, I
learn
think there's
something.
like a quiz or something at the end.
Oh, there is?
Or something like that's how they know, and you have to do that.
Okay,
I
make
think-
it official.
I think so.
You can watch
Good
it for
stuff.
pleasure.
Yeah, there's a quiz, and like some.
I better pay attention then, come on.
Yeah, the people who just like sign.
There'll be a quiz.
Some people left early, yeah, at the end, and then they're like, there's the quiz, and that's how they knew we stayed for the whole thing, but they fed us, there was like lots of food. There was like Jimmy John's, I think. last
Oh, I didn't
time.
do the quiz because I had to go run and let my parents' dogs out, so that's
Yeah.
why I missed the quiz portion.
Right, yeah, I know, I think someone else next to me had to leave, and then they were like, here's the quiz, I was like, oh no, I need to be alive.
Oops, yes, if you can't make all of it, always make the last part.
Yeah, better to go for the end than the beginning.
And it is here in this building, this time it's in the commission chambers.
Hmm.
Oh, it's not in this.
It's in- Yeah, it's not at the civic center for this one.
Great, well, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
No, we
Any other
didn't do
public
that.
Oh, we didn't, public comment, oh, we didn't.
Good job, everybody. That's it.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks,
Thank you.
Paige. Well,
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second that, great.
Thanks, guys.
Good meeting, record time.
So that's.
I know.
Perfect.